Hello and welcome to the weekly update. Let's find out what's going on with all our favorite Japan YouTubers and a little bit of news from Japan. This last week we had the Anime Man teaming up with Reina Scully, bringing us some awesome tongue twisters from Japan. So we thought it only fitting that we give it a shot. Ready? You want to try this first one?
I haven't necessarily warmed up. Okay, so this first one seems really simple, but don't be fooled, okay? Sha-so-sa. 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 Wait.
Your first one was wrong.
Hold my hand.
I got you. We can make it.
Sha-so-sa. We have to say it 3 times. Sha-so-sa. 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 Sha-so-sa.
You did it.
I did it.
Yay. Sha-so-sa. 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 Sha-so-sa.
I love you stare at me.
I gotta run it like a train, like sha-so-sa. Sha-so-sa. That was their tip.
Really
that was their tip. All right. Now the next one, and I like this one because I like capybaras. Aka capybara. Owl capybara. Ki capybara. Owl capybara. Aka capybara. Oh no. Aka capybara, owl capybara, ki capybara, aka capybara, owl capybara. It's so hard.
Aka capybara, owl capybara, ki capybara, owl. Aki capybara.
Yeah, see, you want to go back to owl.
No.
Let's do it together. Aka capybara, owl capybara, ki capybara, aka capybara, owl capybara, ki capybara, aka capybara, owl capybara, ki capybara. It's fun to try. They got a huge list of them. Just start screaming at your monitor until you can't scream anymore. It's just a ton of fun.
Have fun with it. Don't bite your tongues, please. And for our next video, Tokidoki Traveler went to Hakone for the first time with her boyfriend, Eric. We've been to Hakone before, and it's one of our more popular travel videos, so link around here. They did a few things that we didn't necessarily get to do, so they went to a nice, beautiful ryokan, played some putt-putt, and enjoyed this awesome open-air museum. If they go another time, I definitely want to see them try those kuro tamago or cooked volcanic black eggs that we got to try. Super delicious. Hopefully they can also try some egg-flavored ice cream, really stay away from all those bee attacks.
A bee just tried to land on me.
But really, everyone needs to go visit Hakone Shrine.
Then Sam in Tokyo took us to her trip to Ginzan Onsen. And again, we'll have our link to our video to Ginzan in the description below as well. We really loved that place. It was really quaint, really quiet. It's a fantastic town, and like she says, you'll see it on everyone's Instagram that goes there. It is beautiful. The one thing I think she kind of missed out was on all the Kokeshi dolls that are everywhere.
Yes.
They are really famous for that, and you can even book a time to paint your own. Also, somehow, there wasn't a No-Face cosplayer. I thought that guy just lived out front of the Spirited Away ryokan, because when we were there, he was out there handing gold chocolate to people, so I guess he's not always there.
Next, we have Tokyo Creative. They put out a video titled, How to Date Japanese Men, and it featured the wonderful Natsuki from Abroad in Japan. It was quite a hilarious video, especially with Natsuki's interpretations of the women in Japan.
And Natsuki gives kind of a fun interpretation on Japanese culture, how they have the idea of tatemae, or the mask that looks outwards, and the hone, or the mask of the inside, your deep, true feelings. And so he goes through the section of the alphabet giving this idea of like what a woman will say to you with her eyes, and then what she's really saying, you know, that she's covering up with her hands. So it's a fun video. Definitely check it out.
Next, we have Ask Japanese with Kathy Cat, and she goes out to the streets of Tokyo for a questionnaire with men on how do they take care of their skin, specifically their face. We found out a lot of them do take care of their skin quite very well, with lots of lotions and soaps and creams.
And now it's time for the lightning round.
First, we have Korniko with her well-articulated rant on how her Japanese boyfriend's parents don't quite get along with her.
Then we had Critical Eats Japan giving me one of my favorite Japanese YouTuber tropes, the Konbini Chicken Contest.
Next, we have Okuno TV, who went on a trip to Mie Prefecture with his family in a car.
Only in Japan Go took us on an awesome street food tour in one of our favorite little areas in Tokyo, Akihabara.
Finally, we have Samuel and Audrey, who tried 11 flavors of Kit Kats and somehow didn't vomit.
And now for some news.
In anime news, Bad CG has been destroyed with the ending of Kaguya-sama Love is War, giving us the cutest ending of anime this year.
In video game news, and I'm sure most people have already heard of, and yes, we can talk about video game news because Nintendo's from Japan. Hello, people.
Duh.
Metroid Prime 4's development has been handed off to Retro Studios. They're the studio that made the first 3 Metroid Prime games and said those would be the only 3 Metroid Prime games. And this handoff is going to mean that they're going to have to totally restart development and scrap all the work they've already done. And so this is a tentative, like, good on you, Nintendo, for giving up on something you thought wasn't quality enough, and we'll still hold our breath to see what comes from it.
And now it's time for News in Japan.
A quick update to my piece from last week. There is still no peace between Russia and Japan. I made that a pun and didn't even plan on it. Or is it a pun when
It's
you
not
say
really
the
a
word
pun.
twice? My piece from last week, there's still no peace. They are still in dispute over the Kuril Islands, and right now the two stances are Russia wants to sign a peace treaty and then discuss the islands later, and Japan says, no, let's figure this out now. We'll see what happens. In a very Japanese-specific news, hikikomori men are having their parents rent sisters for them. It's a new type of therapy where the woman will come in and they make around $900 a month for one showing a week. And it may start out with just talking to them through the door, but because they're coming at them not from a medical and not from a legal standpoint, they're able to try to make connections with the men. And it'll be interesting to see if this really keeps going, because so far it looks like it's doing pretty well. The BBC reported on it already. And the hikikomori problem is really a very Japan-specific thing. And for those of you who aren't aware, a hikikomori is someone who is fully withdrawn from society. Cut everything off. They are enshrined in most likely just their room, and they can withdraw for any number of reasons. Maybe they were bullied. Maybe they were shot down when they asked someone out. Maybe they had a rough time finding a job or had a job and were fired. Anything can really trigger it. And so I kind of want you to join me in the comments below. What do you think of this idea? Are the rental sisters and rental brothers going to help out and actually bring about some kind of solution to the hikikomori problem? Or is this just one more thing that we're going to throw in the wind before we find an actual solution?
In our final news segment, we have Naomi Osaka, who became the world's #1 women's singles tennis player after she won the Australian Open on Saturday. Australia? She has become the first singles player from Asia to make it to the top of the list ever, women's and men's. In October 2012, when she first debuted, she was ranked at 1,016th of all tennis players, but then steadily kept climbing to her #1 position at age 21. So, way to go, Naomi.
Yay!
And for our kanji of the week, we have mai, which generally means in front of in a directional sort of standpoint, but that can also mean like previously or before. And I think it's a pretty handy kanji, don't you think so?
Isn't that the same kanji that you're going to find in tatamai, the mask that faces forward to the world? Bringing this one full circle. And that's our show. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing down below, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.